So now we have a quick example for Doppler effect. So the example, and now let's get the statement and then note how can we solve the problem. So the statement says that a whale swims directly towards a submarine at 8 meters per second, meaning that 8 meters per second is the velocity of the whale in which it's moving with. The sonar system of the submarine has a frequency of that. This is the frequency of the sonar system. Now they are saying that we should take the speed of the sonar wave in seawater as 1,435 meters per second. This is the speed of sound in this water. So now they gave us the speed of sound in the water. They gave us the speed of the listener. Now they gave us the frequency of the source. But remember, the sonar system is the source, and then the wave is the listener. Now the question says that we shall calculate the frequencies of the sound heard by the whale, meaning that the whale is our listener and the source is our sonar system or our submarine. But looking at the statement, the submarine is not moving because we are not told that it is moving. So if it's not moving, then it means that the velocity of the source is 0. Now let's look at how can we calculate such kind of a question. So we are having that frequency of the listener equal to the velocity plus or minus the velocity of the listener over velocity plus or minus the velocity of the sound, all multiplied by the frequency of the source. Now, looking at the calculations, we are saying that the velocity in which the sound is traveling with here is not 343 because we are given the speed of sound in water as 1,435. So now we are going to substitute it here, but now before we substitute, let's write the formula. You remember that we used to calculate, or we use that formula of frequency of the source as V plus VL over V minus Vs, all multiplied by the frequency of the source. Where we said this means that is going towards, this means that is going away. But remember that the velocity of the source is 0. Why is 0? Is because the submarine is stationary. Now let's calculate. The velocity in which we have of the sound is 1,435 plus 8. This is the velocity of the source, the listener, divided by, because this is 0, we only have 1,435, all multiplied by 23,000. All multiplied by 23,000 frequency or hertz. Now calculating this, and then we're going to get a certain number in which that number is going to be the frequency of the listener, in which let's calculate and see how much we have, and then that's where now we will get to the solution of getting the frequency of the listener. What is our listener? The wave. So the frequency we get is the frequency of the wave. But remember that look at which one is going to which. They said the listener is going towards, therefore it's plus, and then therefore this side is minus. But remember that this is 0, which means we're just going to have only this formula. Then we can even erase it, we can even remove it and just write V, so that we know that we don't have initial velocity of our submarine.